Profit and loss account. Start with that first before we go on to the balance sheet. So we first of all concentrate on the trading profit and loss account. And it's called trading and then profit and loss account because the problem is really broken up into two pieces. The first half is a trading account. That's the first half. It's a trading account. And the trading account starts with sales and it ends. This is where it starts. Trading. Okay. The trading account, it starts with sales and it ends at gross profit. So I start with sales and I end at gross profit, and that's called my trading account. So let's remind us again. I said my gross profit. My gross profit is going to be my profit before expenses. It is what? Profit before expenses. That's my gross profit. It's my profit before expenses. It's my first profit before any expense comes up. Then I have my net profit, which is the profit after expenses. And this is my real profit. Net profit is what I'm really looking for, not gross profit. Gross profit is leading up to my profit. It's the profit before I take out all my expenses. My net profit is my profit after my expenses. So, I am supposed to be able to break up this problem into two halves. First of all, my trading account gets my gross profit. Then, after I get my gross profit, I'm going to go to my profit and loss account to get my net profit. Now in the exams, they could ask you to find any of these two. They don't have to ask you to find a trading profit and loss account. They could ask you to do a trading account and find the gross profit. They could give you the gross profit and ask you to do a profit and loss account and find the net profit. So you're supposed to know how to do both halves of the account. So let's start with how do I get my gross profit. So let's start with my trading account. And how do I get my gross profit? What did I say we start out with first? Sales. Let's start out with sales. Taking sales all the way over here. From sales, I am going to subtract anything that is returned to the company. So I am going to minus my sales return or my return inwards, whichever of those two you want to call it. Sales return, return inwards. Sales return and return inwards is the same thing. Subtract it from that, and the figure that I have left is called my what?
That's
Net
it.
sales. Ain't no profit yet. It's just my net sales. The next step is I am going to have to now take net sales. What am I going to subtract from net sales?
Cost of goods sold.
My cost of goods sold. So it's net sales minus cost of goods sold. Let me put less right here so that you know it's minus. It's not just a stroke. Net sales less cost of goods sold is going to be equal to my gross profit. So that's the biggie right here for me to know how to work out cost of goods sold. need to know in order my opening stock. So let me just do right here. Let me put this on pause as is, and let me go right over here and let's work out how do we work out cost of goods sold. I take my opening stock. Now where do I normally say I find opening stock?
Trial balance.
In the trial balance, because there are going to be two stocks in my problem. There's going to be opening stock and there's going to be closing stock. Opening stock is the leftover that we have in stock. And closing stock, so this morning when I come in, whatever was there before we do purchases, that's my opening stock. And this evening when I'm leaving, whatever is there
Close it.
is my closing stock. And so the opening stock is always going to be in my trial balance. My trial balance, right up here. My opening stock is going to be up here. So I'm looking up here for my stock figure. And the opening stock normally says stock at. And it gives you the date for the beginning of the year. And then my closing stock is what I'm going to find in my notes. Closing stock is going to be my adjustment. So I'm going to take my opening stock, and I'm not putting any figures now, I'm just putting XX. Opening stock, what's going to come next? Purchases. Now remember, only pet cats rest on carpets. There's a reason why I give you that. Only pet cats rest on carpets. O for opening stock. P for purchases. C for carriage inwards. Rest on for return outwards. And the final C is for
Closing stock.
Closing stock. Only, let's go again. Only pet cats rest on carpets. Now you could put your own acronym to it. You could find anything that you can use to remember. The letters is what we're going for. O, P, C, R, O, and C. O is for opening stock. Opening stock. P is for purchases. C is for carriage in. And firstly is for carriage in. RO is for return out. Return outwards. And the final C is for closing stock. Okay, now let's go again. So it's OPCROC. That's all you gotta really remember in the back of your head. Only pet cats rest on carpets. And all I have to do is to remember here, what do I do with these? I start with opening stock. I'm gonna plus purchases. I'm gonna plus carriage in. I'm going to minus return outwards, and I'm going to minus closing stock. That's all I gotta remember. I am starting with opening stock. I am going to add purchases. I'm going to add carriage in. I'm going to minus return outwards, and I'm going to minus closing stock. All I'm doing is looking in my trial balance to find these things. If it's there, I use it. If it is not there, I forget it. I move on to the next thing. Is it so hard? Okay, if you could hear me. If you're up enough that you could hear me, it's not so hard, right? Is it that hard? No. If you're awake enough that you could hear what I'm saying, it's not so hard. So let's go back here. So you have the format for working out my what? What am I trying to work out
The
here?
profit.
First of all, before we get to the profit, what am I working first?
That's cost of goods
Cost
sold.
of goods sold. All of this right here is going to help me to work out cost of goods sold. That's what all of this here is helping me to work on. Cost of goods sold. Because when I get that figure, all I have to do is to subtract it from sales to get my gross profit. So this is the little technicality here. I have to be able to work out cost of goods sold. Now, right after I'm finished with this, right on the board, I will send you, each of you, to work out this gross profit for me. And let's see how hard it is. Okay, so let's go. Let's see what we do. So here goes my sales. After sales, what do I say, right? Opening stock. So I let sales sell there.
How many purchases?
Opening stock plus purchases. I write less cost of goods sold. I write opening stock. And I bring this out into another column out here. Opening stock plus purchases. I said all I'm doing is adding and subtracting. Opening stock plus purchases. And this time I'm not going to do the columns, I'm just going to write it as one column coming up. Opening stock plus purchases. I'm going to get a figure there. Then I'm going to add, what's the next one? Carriage in. Plus carriage in what? And I'm going to write the figure here and I'm going to add it. What is coming next?
Minus return outward.
Minus return outward. Only pet cats, so it's restaurant. Minus return outwards. And I'm taking that over here again. I'm subtracting that. I'm going to get another figure. And what's coming next after that?
Minus closing stock.
Minus closing stock. When I subtract my closing stock from that figure, the figure that I'm going to get is going to be my cost of goods sold figure. I am now going to subtract that from my sales and subtract that from my sales, and I am going to get my profit figure. The figure that I have here is my gross profit. So this is what I need everybody to do now. The paper you have in front of you, give me the gross profit. All the people who've been sitting down, wasn't doing anything, the paper you have in front of me, give me the gross profit. Some persons are ready with it.